going to change it up a little bit. Our lead this hour coming from King James Kingdom. This is not a pro bouncy ball monologue. We are in the middle of the Siberian part of the NBA calendar. So you don't have to worry about that for several months. Now, fortunately, LeBron James has decided to fill the void, the content void. We are in the Sahara Desert, in the middle of it. There's no water for miles, and we're just kind of hanging out. So if you didn't hear LeBron and his shtickala, perhaps not, on his fledgling television show, LeBron sent out, and his people sent out, a sizzle reel. And in the sizzle reel, LeBron, I think they call this the shop, although it's not like a real shop. Anyway, LeBron was asked the question about whether or not his child, Bronny, the Nepo kid, will be allowed to call him dad or daddy during Laker practice and during Laker games. And LeBron had a passionate response. As Warner Wolf used to say, let's go to the audio tape.
Cannot call me dad in the workplace. All right. Once we leave out of the private facility and the gates close, I could be dad again. Okay. In the car if we ride together. Okay. At home, I could be dad. No, he got to call me like 2-3 or Bron. Okay. Or, GOAT if he wants to. That's up to him. I mean, it's up to him.
Okay. Oh, the guffaws there. Okay. So let us discuss the question. LeBron James not letting his son call him dad while in the Laker locker room or facility there. Instead, he did mention GOAT. GOAT is allowed. How do you interpret that? So I've got sweetness, child's play, and perfume. And we will combine all of these things together, and we are going to make a pastrami sandwich is what we're going to make. All right. So let's just get this out of the way here. When you talk about LeBron James, it sounds like he's got a little bit of guilt. Now, he was laughing, but as Sigmund Freud pointed out, there's humor in every joke. LeBron was chuckling, but could it be that LeBron feels some shame that he realizes his kid has no business actually being in the NBA and that this is embarrassing? So don't call me dad, even though the only reason the kid's in the NBA is because of the dad making it happen, right? And yet again, though, there used to be this thing called the George Michael sports machine, and LeBron's filling up the sports machine. It's bizarro world. We know LeBron was in cahoots with the Lakers as the puppeteer, and if you want me to stay, you got to take care of my kid, and under normal circumstances, Bronny James would not be in the NBA. Now, I'm not saying he couldn't play somewhere in the G League or some minor league outfit somewhere, maybe at Venice Beach, but he wouldn't be in the NBA. So LeBron, and hey, he runs the NBA, right? He's in charge, and he can do what he wants there. It's his community. It's his encampment there in the NBA, and so LeBron pulled some strings, and there you go. But this is not some aw shucks father-son situation that happened organically. No, it was scripted reality. And I get a kick that LeBron wants to distance himself a little bit. No, don't call me dad. Don't call me dad. Will anyone that plays for the Lakers have the balls to bust LeBron's balls about this? Are they all going to be in lockstep? They're all going to be drinking the Kool-Aid when it comes to how ridiculous this situation is. Like, this is not Ken Griffey Jr. and his father who played together in Seattle. And even that was contrived a bit because Ken Griffey Sr., the old man, was not that good at that point. They pretty much added him after, I believe, the Yankees had gotten rid of him because they wanted that moment. But the kid was a total stud, and the Mariners knew that Ken Griffey Jr. was going to be a great player. The dad they brought in at the end of his career. This is where LeBron, whatever he's doing, sure, it's all legal. There's nothing illegal. Why would LeBron cheat? But whatever he's doing, he's pressing the space-time continuum further out, but the kid's the one that can't play. And I found it very telling that LeBron did mention, he was kidding, but again, there's truth in every joke, that Bronny can call him GOAT if he wants. And I like to point out, aside from goats having the rather disgusting musky, or I remember when I was a kid and I used to go to the petting zoo, and they always had flies hovering around their bodies, and it was disgusting. But everyone's like, you got to be the GOAT, right? Oh, you're the GOAT. But LeBron is also admitting by saying that Bronny, his kid, can call him the GOAT, he's admitting that he's not the GOAT. That was an admission as I psychoanalyze LeBron James. This is an admission, is it not, that Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time, and deep down, LeBron knows that. And I'll call this, for lack of a better way to describe it, the wisdom of sweetness. Let me make my elevator pitch here. It was the great Walter Payton, Chicago Bears legend, at one point the rushing god of the NFL. But Walter Payton said, when you're good at something, you're going to tell everyone, right? You're going to let everyone know, I am good at this. Oh, my God, I am so good. Good. But when you're great at something, they'll tell you. And LeBron, he's still at that point where he wants to tell everyone. So that means that he's good, but he's not great. There's no other way to interpret that. All right, now, secondly, we head now to the Bronx Zoo, where whispers, if true, indicate that star pitcher Gerrit Cole is going to opt out of his Yankees contract after the postseason ends. Your thoughts on this development? Forget the whispers. This is not rumor. This is reality. I will go on the record right now. MALLER Sportsbook odds. There is a 100% chance that this happens. The smart money, all of them, I'm betting everything I have that Gerrit Cole attempts to enter the transfer portal. That he will opt out of the final 4 years and 144 million shekels of the 9-year, $324 million contract that he signed with the Yankees. And here's why. Let me explain why. Now, on the surface, it's Gerrit Cole is a greedy, you know what, he's a hardball mercenary. I don't disagree that he's a hardball mercenary, but this is a no-brainer. In this chapter of the novel, it's child's play. Bring on Chucky, right? What if I told you that by the simple act of crossing a T and dotting an I and signing a DocuSign, Gerrit Cole, by opting out, would be the opposite of a fool, right? He would be a fool not to opt out. And here's why. As I understand it, Gerrit Cole, by opting out, he activates the opt-out clause. The Yankees would then be able to pull the rabbit out of the hat and push him to opt back in. And here's how they could do that. They could nullify the opt-out by adding a 10th year at $36 million. By that point, Gerrit Cole will be washed up and spend most of the time on the injured list anyway. But they can add a 10th year to the original deal. So here's the way it works. If you're Gerrit Cole, you threaten to leave and go play in Timbuktu. You are then guaranteed an extra $36 million. And if you don't get that extra $36 million, you can then try to finagle more money out of somewhere else. That's a win-win. Got it. Boy, what a hard decision. All right, final thought. In a blatant attempt to suck up to the 2 or 3 people who claim to be fans of the Halos, Ferg Dog, for example, and a couple others, there is a story that caught my attention. And I admit this is not a wonderful story for most, but I thought it was interesting. And since my name's on the show, I thought we'd spend a couple minutes talking about it. It's out of Anaheim, where the Halos continue to be a white-hot tire fire as they are in a race to finish with the second worst record in baseball. Down the stretch we come. They're not going to catch the White Sox, but they got a shot if they keep losing to finish with the second worst record, worse than the Marlins and the Athletics. And the Angels did something that I thought was odd. We were told that the skipper, Ron Washington, beloved by baseball scribes because he's very verbose, Ron Washington held a 90-minute come-to-Jesus-style team meeting with the Angels. So what was this for? check my notes here. The Angels are a gazillion games out of anything. So you say, well, this is cosmetics. Ron Washington, who is, again, a very popular figure with baseball media types, he is looking to save his job. This is a cover your tuchus situation. You don't want to be one and done. And Artie Moreno is often unhinged. Who knows what he's going to do? So Ron Washington is going into the perfume store. He's getting some bottles of perfume, and he's spraying it all over the turds that he's managing in Anaheim, trying to mask the stench that is coming out of that clubhouse. But it's obviously, this is a blatant attempt. Ron Washington's from the old country, and this is one of the oldest plays in the book. It is reputation management is what it is. It's all for optics. It shows the handful of diehards and the front office that, hey, we're still trying. It gives the illusion that you haven't checked out, that you're still trying to fight. You still got the fighting spirit. We've got a month to go in the baseball season, for better or worse. And the time for this was what, 2 or 3 months ago to have a great awakening? Yeah. And this is all just having a cocktail of bleach at Lucifer's Lounge. That's what the Angels are doing these days. What a mess. Oh, my God. What a mess. It is.